A rough idea of what's happening here, the general energies. Sorry, one sec here. The general energies that are coming out for the month of November. So, what I see here, just overall, is we definitely, I'll just go through how I read the cards here. So, we've got 10 of Wands, 4 of Wands, 6 of Swords, as well as the Empress. And these are the main cards. The rest are the clarifiers. So, Empress clarified by the 2 of Wands, 6 of Swords clarified by the Moon, as well as the 4 of Wands clarified by the Fool, as well as the 10 of Wands clarified by the High Priestess, as well as the 4 of Cups. So overall, I do feel like, and I just pulled a few extra cards here at the bottom, which are just sort of your main or your focus going ahead here, going forward with from the Ace of Cups onward. And then we also have a couple of cards which are just from the, this would be, sorry, just looking for the deck here. That is from Energy Oracle deck, Sandra Ann Taylor. And again, these are just advice cards, basically action, thinking man, the sun, as well as third chakra. Okay, so I will get back to these here in just a moment, but right now I will just get right back into the main read. So what I see here is I feel like you're coming out of a place where you've been burdened. There's been a lot that you've been dealing with here in terms of I generally tend to read more career, money, finance. So, I mean, I do feel like that is still a little bit of the player here, the general energy overall, anyway. I feel like you're in a place where you're trying to move ahead. Your foundation is strong here with the 4 of Wands. And with that 6 of Swords, I feel like you're trying to get clear on what it is that you want to do going forward. This is what's coming through for the energy this month. So, and you're at the 10 with the 10 of Wands, so I feel like you've ended a cycle here and you're ready for something new, but you are in a good place. You have a lot of really strong cards here, and certainly with the Empress and the 2 of Wands, you're about ready to move into a space where it's a much more fruitful time, much more abundant time. I do feel like your focus is on your family, harmony, security. You are moving in a traditional, practical sort of way. Your values are at the forefront here with the Hierophant, the Hermit, and all of that. So you are basing things on a very slow, methodical sort of process going forward with the 7 of Pentacles. Again, you have a lot of energy that is moving in the direction of where is everything that I've already built on, how do I make that manifest into something a little, moving it a little further ahead, or into some new direction entirely here with that Fool energy. Again, it's not something entirely off the grid here. I feel like you are building on your current foundation, even though you might be thinking of something more new in this particular energy. But I feel like you've been disappointed in for the amount of effort or work you put into something with that 10 of Wands energy. I feel you've gotten very little back, or not enough recently, or as of late, that has made you feel like you want to stay or remain in this direction. The High Priestess energy and the 4 of Cups, I mean, there's still something to be worked on, still something that's unseen with the High Priestess energy. That's also going very deep, sort of spiritually, looking at again, deeper parts of yourself, and going into the values and all of that to be able to figure out how you're moving forward. But I feel that you don't feel like the time and effort, the and energy that you put in physically towards something has brought about the result that you were hoping for with that 4 of Cups. I feel like that's the reason for this transition, that's the reason for this move in another direction. The Again, the 4 of Wands is a real card of security. It is a card of being balanced. I mean, fours are all about, I don't feel like you're making any direct changes this month. I do feel like you're in that contemplative space still here with that the 4 of Wands, because that does speak to, discipline and your foundation and everything around, you know, anything that is requires a certain amount of organization, and again, it's planning, all of that. So I do get planning out of that card, as well as the 7 of Pentacles. So there is elements of you still being in a retreated space here, but you want to have a lot more fun is what I'm seeing here. You want to have more fun going forward, but you are still being, practical, traditional, and really, following structure and organization in the way that you're laying out your plans. um, but we also had, as I say, the card of the 6 here with the 6 of Swords. So again, this is still mental space, but it's all about trying to find balance and harmony and all of that as well. And it is a triumph over challenges that you've been experiencing here with the Moon. And I feel like you're closer to your goals than you think here in how you're manifesting something. But again, with the Ace of Cups, I feel like you're looking for something that's more satisfying emotionally to you. Because I feel like, again, whatever efforts you've been putting out really hasn't brought about the result that you had hoped for over the long haul. So I feel like the Ace of Cups is really telling you that you really want some kind of revival, or you want to be re inspired again, but you want it to be emotionally connecting for you. So it's about finding deeper meaning in things with the Ace of Cups, and, and wanting deeper meaning in life overall, but a stable force nonetheless. And again, I feel like you are looking for something that's you know going to fulfill you over the long term, is what those cards kind of speak to. So it's also kind of a spiritual card, and again, still finding a level of balance, because I feel like there probably has been some level of disruption here, more, again, more effort going out with very little reward, again with that 10 of Wands, but you're at a 10, so there's a level of completion here. So again, you're ready for a transition to a new cycle here, and you definitely are making the planning stages are working, you're working through that right now. So let's see here, just to get into, I guess we could sort of jump this ahead into the Empress. Empress is, a 3, so it's a really creative building sort of card energy as well. The Empress is also about kind of looking at yourself and trying to, make your surroundings more beautiful, including yourself, putting more time and energy into things that, bring back a sense of pleasure again. And I feel like you're at that point where you just want to see something around your home front. Um, you want beautiful things around you again. You want growth. You want to see some kind of, success, or some kind of because the Empress is a card. It's a very receptive card. It's a very sort of where ideas kind of come to the forefront. It's a place where you can be re-inspired, in touching others with that inspiration. It's about kind of building your own um how do I say, building up your own passions, building up your own beauty around you, including yourself. It's feeling spiritually energized. It's all about creativity and satisfaction, anything that revitalizes you. And it's really a card of nurturing. So, again, I feel like there's a time here um, that you feel like you need to start just doing things that make you feel better about yourself and your home life. Um, I don't feel a lot of there, I don't feel any real negative energy here at all in this reading. Everything seems to be in a very contemplative space. And like I said, there's still a lot of planning that's going on here. The Hierophant card is the card of the focus. And again, this is still coming through as could be dealing with an organization or group, or just in overall, you're starting to organize yourself, again with the planning, because all of the cards here with the 7 of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Hierophant all speak to, doing things in a really particular way, following the rules and all of that. So again, that is still an energy card around family and relationships. So there could be more of an energy with that 2 of Wands, although a little more latent, not really where you're at right now, but furthering that relationship, or furthering that commitment in a relationship as well for some of you, because a Hierophant is definitely a card of traditional connections and romance, and elevating things to the next level, and certainly deals with marriage and all of that. But I just feel like there's a lot of energy around um like more building on something, building on your home, building onto the home maybe even as well, but it's building things in a traditional way here. So again, you're incorporating ideas and all of that from whatever your current foundation or structures are that are already in place. But it's a stable, down to earth energy for the month of November. And again, I feel like the long term outlook is looking really good, because you've got nothing but positive cards here. It's just a matter of releasing some of the old anxieties or things that you were dealing with here with the 6 of Swords energy. That's part of what will be happening in the month of November. But again, you still have a lot of energy of The main cards, again, as far as where you're at, there are still, the main card is going to be the Empress, of course, and of course the ones further out would be the Hierophant as well as the Hermit, but this is still energy that's a little more future oriented. Where you are right now is you're looking at the Ten of Wands, dealing with some of the issues that are heavier, weighing heavy on you, and the Four of Wands, so still dealing with issues around um, family structures, but you're trying to release some of the old negatives or the things that I don't see any high toxicities or anything. It's more that, again, for me, the energy of you putting out a significant amount of energy and time for very little reward. And this is why you're moving in a new direction. But again, still stable, still moving on ideas or things that you already have in place, something that you can already build on, because this is just all stable, down to earth energy that's highlighted here. So moving into, I'm just going to jump ahead here with the I guess I didn't go through the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands with the Empress, of course, is building on and expressing more of an interest in making. It's also about making a decision here too. But I think you are making a decision that's going to be a fruitful one with the Empress. And of course, with the Fool card, we also have unlimited potential here. And this is, about you taking a fresh start and some kind of a new journey that will benefit you professionally or just the home life. And it's about wanting to play more in this month. You want to have a lighter sense of, a lighter sense of life. I feel like you've just been too heavily weighed down here. And again, too much energy out, not enough coming in. And this is why you want to move in a new direction. It's too hard to hang on to this old standby of employment or mindset or whatever. Something seems to need to change here, but it is definitely an improvement as well anyway, either way. And I feel like you can expect to have increases. I don't see lots in terms of money. I feel like you're really at a good place anyway, for the most part. Like, you feel secure enough here, and I feel like even in terms of spirituality, I feel like you're really in a place where you're moving that ahead as well, because the Hermit energy does speak to places where you are able to uh, distance yourself from others, when you need to. But I feel like, again, you're wanting to bring more fun and pleasure into your life here, because even though you're following the rules and all of this stuff, I feel with the Hermit energy, I feel like you're getting your answers with that Hermit energy. And again, because of the Six of Swords and the Moon, like I said, you're finding a solution to something here, which is going to help to elevate you or move you ahead. So I feel like you've been pretty serious. And again, Hermit's still about that tying up loose ends and moving things ahead, finishing projects, also can be at a bit of a crossroads. But whatever, you're examining your situation and trying to figure out the best route forward. But you are ready for some play in the month of November. And so this might be coming a little further out in December for some of you, but because you're all at different stages of the game here, this is all just about reading energy. So this is the energy that's around you. It's just a matter of taking hold of the reins and moving forward with something. But again, two is all about, with the Two of Wands, that's all about the same sort of idea. It's partnerships, connections, people that are helping to advance you and advance the home life and stability. But it's also about, kind of group activities and doing things together with that. The Three of Empress and the Two of Wands. So I feel like there's just abundance coming through here in terms of your connections, friendships, partnerships, but even in terms of like I said, you're still in a bit of a period of waiting. I don't see, I mean, there's some action taking place here, but again, it's more, the main cards are the Empress and the Six of Swords. You're having to release something first, as well as the Four of Swords. Cannot speak today. Anyway, the Four of Wands. So again, this is really dealing with more established energy yet. Like I said, I don't see a lot of knights and pages and movement that way. The clarifiers indicate that that's will be your next stage here for December, but you're still in a place of contemplation overall. So again, Two of Wands, though, you're definitely some kind of collaborative effort or somebody coming through here with you. Could be in a partnership, could be in a love relationship, whatever. But it is definitely finances improving or about to improve. So there's a lot of potential here. for the month of November. But again, where you're at, even spiritually, is you're still planning to do something. You're still planning to attend a workshop. You're still planning to, build on something here. But it's a really empowering time to be in this deep space, with the traditional elements and the belief systems that you're, uncovering and really trying to adhere to. And again, with the Ace of Cups, even though this is future oriented, I still feel like this is a place where you are emotionally wanting to connect with something in the in your workspace, something you want more connection, more emotional satisfaction. I just don't feel like you've again, going back to that first energy, 10 of Wands with the High Priestess and the Clarifier, the Four of Cups, just too much effort for little reward is what I see there. But so many good cards here coming out, and whatever it is you're planning on doing is going to be a positive with that Two of Wands. You are definitely in a space where you will be able to advance yourself and you're opening up your possibilities. That's what I have for you. Oh, actually, we just do the last few cards here. Okay, so the last ones here, just in terms of advice. Sorry, I'm just going to layer it up on top here. So the Sun card, of course, is one of optimism, and I definitely feel like you have a reason to be optimistic here, especially with all these cards being laid out. Again, with that Empress card, that is that pleasure and enjoyment, love of beauty, all of those things, which I feel you're going to be adding to your home life. It's also about personal relationships and anything that you treasure that you really want to bring back into your life to make things enjoyable again. But as well with that the Empress card, it's still all about that energy of kind of connecting here as well with other people, because we did have the Two of Wands, but it's still ruler of Taurus. So I see strong Taurus energy here as well coming through. And then we also have that energy of, as I mentioned, you were kind of in a place of contemplation here. So that Hierophant energy is really, again, sort of speaking to traditional beauty and traditional teachings, even spirituality of that sort, but it's levels of authority that you're dealing with and some kind of hierarchical organization, but staying to your structures, staying to the rules. Again, a lot of Taurus energy coming through here. Could be a Taurus that is strongly around you, but definitely, I would say in some instances it could even be a little bit of stubbornness or whatever, but there's more information that I feel like you're trying to get clear on in terms of money, possessions, and things that you feel, your belief set, all of those things. So I don't really feel like there's a lot of rigid energy here. It just feels like those are kind of how you're needing to move forward, is just for your own peace of mind, I guess, is to kind of stay within a certain realm. The power of water, of course, with that Ace of Cups is all about, the emotions. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces could be at play here. Of course, that is you coming through in the reading here as well. Also represents autumn time frame. And again, we had that Four of Cups. And again, it's a lesser card. It is more of a clarifier, but it is still about self-protection, and it's about building up your strength, recharging your batteries. And, it can be changing moods rapidly here, feeling a little bit of a low ebb, but you do have a lot of abundance and resources available to you. So you will be able to bounce forward here pretty soon. And to get right into, again, the cards for you that are more advice driven, again, is the Sun card. And of course, the Sun is a card of being very optimistic, hopeful future. Everything is looking good with the Sun card. So you just need to be a little more creative about this new beginning. Feel a little bit more believe in yourself, maybe in this sense that things will work out in whatever direction that you are moving in, because this is a time of great change here, and there's a birth of something, whether this is writing for some of you or just changing your vocation, in a way that allows you to play a little bit more, but you're putting your time and energy in, or this is the advice card here as well, putting a little more time and energy in that space, being a little more playful in your vision and create. We also have the card of the third chakra. So this one really represents that time of using your desires, your emotions to bring forth some kind of it's dealing with the solar plexus. So it is a time of building on your emotional states here as well, right? Because you do have a lot of because it's a life force. This is your emotions are a powerful energy for manifestation. So if there is a blockage in a particular area, I mean, that would be in this particular instance, it might be that third chakra, which is your emotions and that is combined with your personal energy. So you won't or understanding in a particular situation, but something is about to arrive soon. It does feel like it's more of an educational pursuit. So this could be the direction that maybe you're hearing something about education or something, a course that you're wanting to take, but it's more about learning and discipline and studying. And it certainly could be healing practices here as well. And then lastly, this is again the card of action. So this is your advice is to take action. Get moving on your ideas. You've done a lot of soul searching here this month. So I feel like you might be able to play around with some of the ideas that you have going here because this is about all about energizing yourself with your emotions. Even the card of action is about energizing yourself to action. So it's the time for you to take that intentional action is really what it's referring to. You're on the right track. This is kind of breakthrough moments, and you just need to get out of this headspace here. And you've done a little bit of thinking already to be able to move something forward anyway in the month of November. That's what I have for you, Pisces, for the month of November. Keep moving forward, and certainly good start to December, I would say, given all these cards laid out. So, um, anyway, that's what I have for you. I'll probably do a couple more further out, but for the moment, this is where things are at. And have a great November.